things like music and arts and culture and things of that nature, because when you get back to the mathematics and the science and the reading and writing, all of that arts and all of that culture, I don't know what it does to the mind, but I do know that it helps you with the other things that are taken on academic wise. You know, it helps you academically. So what Red was saying, that I know that this money or whatever, all he's saying is that I want to help put music programs, put arts programs, put that culture back into our public school system. The same finances that we give charter schools, even though I know a lot of them are private, I want to see that same money put back into our public school system.
But to what extent? Like, what is that going to look like? Like arts and music? Isn't there arts and music already in our educational system? Or
well, when you talk about Newark, New Jersey, we have, and maybe don't quote me on a number exactly again, but I know that we have very few schools with music programs. So I teamed up with the Grammy Museum in Newark, New Jersey, and the Board of Education, who teamed up with VH1 Rocks to try to supplement that, to try to buy new instruments and create different programs. Because if we have 100 schools in Newark, New Jersey, only 10 of them have programs. That's not a great investment. And that's what I mean when I say, and when I've been saying in my interviews, we need to make a greater investment into our youth. I just believe in order for us to have a better tomorrow and a better future, then we need to make a greater investment into the people who are going to be the residents and the citizens of our future. And right now, that is our youth. So we need to make a better and greater investment into the things that they need in our public school system. We need to make a greater investment into our summer youth job programs for our youth. We need to make a greater investment into our youth budget just period. Right now, Newark, New Jersey spends about $1.3 million on youth programs for the youth in Newark, New Jersey. And $1.3 million, yeah, it's $1 million, but that's not enough. That is not enough.
Is it true that Mark Zuckerberg put money into, where did any of that go to Newark or no?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg,
he gave like $100 million or something to New Jersey. I didn't know if any of that touched Newark, and if so, where did it go?
Mark Zuckerberg gave $100 million, the mysterious Facebook $100 million to Newark, New Jersey. But people don't know that in that plan, Newark, New Jersey also had to match it with $100 million. I believe it takes $100 million or $200 million to run the Newark, New Jersey school system. The Newark, New Jersey school system every year. So Mark Zuckerberg just paid half of the fee that it normally takes. Now, if we had the fee to cover the expenses for Newark, New Jersey, and then Mark Zuckerberg gave $100 million on top of that, then I think we would be able to see the results of what he did. But really, he just covered the bill that was already there. Okay, so you didn't really see it didn't really look any different, because even if he would have gave that money or not, it would have been the same thing. You know, so and
that's one of the things. Oh, go ahead.
A lot of that, went to implementing some charter schools. That was under the Cory Booker regime, so I can't really accurately tell you exactly where that money went, but I do know that a whole district that allows teachers and business owners to live in a facility that the students actually learn in, and they call it Teachers Village now. So I know that money was supposed to be part of helping that. So
yeah, and I like I think not just myself, but I think everybody included. Let me just speak personally. Personally, the reason why I'm supporting, the reason why I'm bringing awareness to you running for councilman of Newark is because I don't know when you made the decision to run for this political office. You'll be the first hip hop person in politics, correct? In history.
Yeah, correct, man. Correct.
Okay.
So
and you've been doing the groundwork. Like, you've already been positioning yourself. Like you just mentioned, you just partnered up for some programs already, and this probably was before you started running. You've been known the people in the community, the decision makers. You've been rubbing shoulders with them. So,
yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, those are the type of people that you want, not the person that's just like, oh, I'm just going to run. You want somebody that's already in the trenches that, you know, I think that's really dope. Have you been receiving a lot of that? Like, people are like, yo, I'm behind you because you're already, it's just fit for you?
I've been receiving a lot of different reactions, and the reactions that they've been coming in different tiers, I should say. So when I feel like the Gandhi statement, you know, one of the Gandhi quotes when he says, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. You know, and the reason why I feel like that is because, like I told you, like you said, I've already been in the trenches doing all of this work with my nonprofit organization, 211 Community Impact. So 211 Community Impact put me around political figures who I already have relationships with from the neighborhoods. And then it made me privy to other things that I can add on and help with within the city. And by doing that, when I decided, it was after all of that. It was after just being around these political figures who I felt like were getting older and wasn't that connected anymore. And they were utilizing me for those connections. So I went to those people and asked them, you know, I just believe in respect. Anytime you're doing something that I'm not doing and I try to enter into that arena, I must come to the big wigs, almost like it's a mafia type thing. I must come to the big wigs and just get an understanding and let them know what I'm trying to do and see what the ups and downs are, or even if it's respected by them. So I went to a couple of the big wigs and I asked them, and almost all of them told me that I should wait. They told me that I should wait to 2022 so they can walk me in. And I said, walk me in? I don't want to be walked in. Anything I do, I want to earn it. And then I felt like if you guys walk me in, I will forever be indebted to you politically. And I don't want to come in anywhere having any political debt. I don't want to be the puppet of anybody. Now, I know that there's some things that, you know, you wash my bag, I wash yours and all of that type of stuff. But the least of political debt you can have going into office, I don't need their money. I don't need, you know, I'm not doing it for fame or anything like that. So typically that the things that people go in it for, I've already had through the entertainment business. So I didn't need none of that. So I didn't realize that I was a threat to them because I didn't need what a lot of them go for. So by getting into the game, I asked them, they told me to wait to 2022. But one guy who was like a mentor to me said, you know what? Play chess, dude. Act like this is a chessboard and play chess. So make a move. And what I did is I told three of the biggest mouthpieces that were intertwined in politics in our city a thought that I was thinking about. But it was strategic because I told them because I knew that they were going to go and run their mouth to the powers that be. And I said, depending on how they run their mouth and the reaction that the people that they ran their mouth to, I will know if I had another move. And if I don't have another move, in like chess, if you don't have another move, game is over. So I had another move. And I said, wow, okay, they fell for that. Then I just started playing the game. The thought was, you go run your mouth and tell the people, and then I would see all of these people that act like they love me and wanted me to help them with programs and gave me certain city funding on certain things to give me, you know, to help with these programs. If they would back away from me and not give me funding, if they would start acting political and not wanting to be around me for thinking I'm going to take a position or something, then I know that it affected them. then I know that everything that I was doing for them and everything that they considered to do was not really real. It was only for power and a seat in politics, you know. And once I did that, you know, it started buzzing. And also it was to see the temperature, to see if people really respected me enough to take a seat in the city, if they would be behind me. And it worked, you know, and people started championing for me and started saying, yo, I think, dude, you can really do it. And then I went through some phase, though, where people started to laugh at me. They started to be like, oh, you know, this hip-hop guy, this little hip-hop guy, he wants to get into politics, hip-hop. So that just made me, okay, let me show them. Then I started showing them, and then it started making them fight me. It started making them take away programs. And they're not taking what they didn't realize. You're not taking a program away from me. You're taking a program away from the people. So when they started to do that, it kind of infuriated me because it almost made it seem like, well, it's not really about the people. It's about this money. It's about the seat with you guys, not with me, because for me, it's about the people. And then it just made me put my foot on the gas. It made me start to make people, to show people, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. And then now, you know, I had people who take my phone conversations. I had people take surveillance pictures of me. I had people not wanting to be in a picture with me because I'm independent and not with a party. So everything that I'm doing is forming strength for me, but they don't like that because they're not controlling it. You know, so it just created a whole nother wave. So now people realize the strength that I'm coming with. So now you starting to see people starting to switch sides. Some people starting to come on my side and say, whoa, wait a minute. Do-It-All really has a chance. Let me not disrespect him because if he win, I don't want to be out of his grace.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's crazy, man.
All right, so we're doing hashtag Newark NJ. We're doing hashtag Councilman at Large 2018. We're doing hashtag Do-It-All. We're doing hashtag Do-It-All for Newark. And we're doing what? 973-846-2211. That's a text. You guys could text that right now and make a donation to the Do-It-All for Newark. The maximum, well, yeah, he cannot accept legally over $2,600. We want to know why, and we want to know where is it going.
Okay, so when you text that number to support the journey, Newark has 5 wards. I'm running for Councilman at Large, and that is for the entire city. So when you run for at large, it takes about $20,000 to $30,000 just to campaign in one ward. That money goes to paying staff, paying volunteers for being out there, paying for campaign materials, paying for everything. So when you talk about it's 300 polling sites in Newark, New Jersey. When you're talking about putting just 2 people or 3 people at each polling site at $100 each day, you can do the math on that, you know. And that's just for one ward. I'm running for 5 wards. So I need to need about, you know, $125,000 to $130,000, maybe $150,000 just to be safe, because on election day, we're going to be probably using about $60,000 to $70,000 to pay people to get out there, help us campaign and poll. So that's basically where the money is going.
All right, excellent. So I got a couple questions that fit perfectly with this, and this is from our listeners. Mm-hmm. What can people who don't live in New Jersey do to support your campaign?
Man, the people that do not live in New Jersey, see, this campaign is bigger than me. This is not about, when I say do it all for Newark, it's not just my name. I'm saying to the Newarkers that if you love this city, if you want to see this city do better, if you want to see this city become great again, as they say in America now, then all